Good morning, year three. I hope you had a lovely week. It's Friday, so after today's work, you'll be free for another weekend. Today, we are looking at interpreting data. So, why do we use graphs? What's the point in using a graph? Anna's teacher has asked her to do a study. Survey. The survey involves asking people the same question to find out more about a certain topic. Anna decides that her survey will be on favourite fruit. So she decides to only gather from banana, apple, orange, strawberry and grapes, because it may be that every single child in class has a different favourite fruit. So she's decided to make it simpler. She'll only do 5. So how should she record her survey? She prepares a tally chart, which looks like this, as we've learnt, and every child places a tally on their favourite fruit. Anna looks at the tally chart and thinks it could be better organised to be easier to read. First, she puts the frequency in so that she can see the numbers much more clearly than the tally. And now we can use it to answer some questions. Which fruit is the most popular? Now we could use the tallies, but the numbers are a lot clearer because we know 10 is higher than any of the 1-digit numbers, so banana must be the favourite fruit. So we could also do it as a pictogram like we learnt yesterday. Here we can see that each piece of fruit represents one person, because we know there was 10 bananas. We can count that there are 10 bananas there, people who liked bananas. So which fruit is the least popular? We can see that the least popular fruit is orange, because there are only 2 oranges, therefore only 2 people liked orange. They can be horizontal, which means lengthways, or they could be vertical. And vertical is very similar, this pictogram is very similar to a bar chart. Here's another pictogram. Favourite colour. This survey shows the number of pupils and their favourite colours. Okay, so the number of pupils, I'm guessing, are pupils in a class, it could be pupils in a school, and then the colours along the bottom. Remember, the categories always go along the bottom, and then we can see the dots show how many pupils like that colour. So we can count that 6 people voted for red, and so 6 people like the colour red the best. How many people voted for purple? We could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could count the dots, or we could look at the top dot, scan our eyes across and see that it's between 4 and 6, and we know the number between 4 and 6 is 5. The most popular colour, we look at the one which is the highest. We can see blue is the highest. Now we don't even have to know how many people like blue. It's not asking us that, it's only asking us what the tallest column was, what the most people like. But as you can see, 8 people like blue. Least popular colour, you're looking at the shortest column. We can see only 3 people liked yellow. Yellow is my favourite colour, so I'm sad about that. So it might ask you, what's the difference? How many more pupils voted for red than green? So there we need to have our eyes on what is red and our eyes on what is green. We can see red is 6 and green is 4. So we can see that 2 more pupils liked red than green. How many fewer pupils voted for yellow than purple? So we can see that 5 people voted for purple, 3 voted for yellow. Now it's still a subtraction because we want to know how many less voted for yellow, and therefore we get 2. Which is the most popular animal? We can see that the tallest column is the lion, I hope you all said. Therefore, that one's the most popular. Which is the least popular? We can see the shortest column is the rhino. Therefore, that was the least popular. Were elephants or bears more popular? So we look at elephants, we can see that 6 people liked elephants. Let's look at the bears. We can see only 2 people like bears. Therefore, the elephants are more popular. How many more pupils voted for elephant than rhino? So we can see 6 pupils voted for elephant and only 1 voted for rhino. So we all should know 6 subtract 1. Therefore, the difference is 5. 5 more people voted for elephant than rhino. How many votes did the 3rd most popular animal receive? Getting trickier, these questions. So lion we know is the most popular. The 2nd most popular we can see is elephant because that's the 2nd highest. So the 3rd most popular must be gorilla. Now the answer can't be gorilla because it says how many votes did the 3rd most popular animal receive. So gorilla wouldn't be how many. So we need to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people voted for gorilla. How many people preferred elephants to gorillas? So we just found out that 4 people voted for gorilla, 6 people voted for elephant, therefore the difference is 2. Okay. So here's a scaled pictogram. We covered this very quickly a couple of days ago, but here we have the key and we want to know what people liked on their pizza. So for every whole pizza there is in the diagram, that represents 10 people. Therefore, if there's half a pizza in the diagram, that represents 5 people. So we must have a key to be able to tell us how many people each picture represents. How many people prefer a mushroom topping on their pizza? So we look at mushroom. We know that 1 whole pizza is 10, 1 whole pizza is 10, and half a pizza is 5. We know 10 plus 10 plus 5 equals 25. Which topping was voted by the largest number of people? We can see that spicy was. And I hope that you all recognise that spicy had 10, 20, 30, 40 people vote for it. So let's have a look at this. Answer the questions about the horizontal pictogram. First thing we need to do is look at our key. We know that 1 person equals 2 people and half a person equals 1 person. Okay, so how many people travel to work? How many people walk to work? So we know that 1 whole person is 2, so we can count 2, 4, 6, 8, and then half person is 1, so add on 1, 9. How many people take the bus? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We don't have any half people, so we know that it's a number divisible by 2. There are 6 people, which means that 2 times 6 is 12. Or you can count them as I did at first. What's the least popular way to get to work? Now we don't have to count these, we can just find the shortest column and we can see that cycling is the least popular. So I type in cycle. How many people took part in the survey? So here we have to count them all up. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and I'm going to count these 2 halves, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. And that's why it's very useful to be able to count in 2s. Here's a bar chart. It shows people's favourite farm animals. Let's answer the survey. What's the most popular animal? All we have to do is look for the tallest column. We can see that cow is the tallest column, therefore cow is the favourite animal. I like cows. What's the least popular animal? We can see that the shortest column is duck, therefore duck is the least favourite animal. Now we don't know how many people, we haven't counted how many people like cows and how many people like ducks, but we can just visually see that is the most popular and the least popular. How many more people voted for sheep than duck? Now here we have to know the numbers because we have to do a subtraction. So we can see that sheep had 16 votes, and we can see that duck, now there isn't a number here, but we know it's between 6 and 8, so that must be 7. So it'll be 16 take away 7, and that is 9. How many fewer people voted for goats than chickens? We know that goats had 7, chickens had, no, not 7. The number between 8 and 10 is not 7, it is 9. And chickens had 13. So 13 take away 7 would be 4. Okay. Use the bar charts to answer the question. How many pupils come to school by bus? Look at bus column. Hope you'll say 5. Oh, how have I got that wrong? How many pupils come to school by school bus? Go up there, across. 5. That's very strange that it's not letting me have 5 when it's clearly 5. Let's move on. Here's a table. It shows the results of a survey in which people voted for their favourite sports. We can use the table to answer the questions about the survey. How many more people voted for football than tennis? Okay, so here we're not using a graph, but we're still looking at the numbers. So football, 11 voted, tennis, 3 voted. So if we do 11 subtract 3, we know that 8 more people voted for football than tennis. How many fewer people voted for basketball than judo? So we're looking at basketball and judo. We can see 7 people voted for judo and 2 people voted for basketball. So we do 7 divided by 2, 5 fewer people voted for basketball than judo. Which sport received 3 more votes than rugby? So we can see rugby had 4 votes, so we need to add on 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we need to look at the sport that had 7 votes, and we can see that is judo. Which sport received double the number of votes than basketball? So we can see that basketball had 2 votes. We know 2 times 2, or 2 doubled, is 4. Which sport had 4? Rugby. How many people took part in the survey? Here we have to add all the numbers up. 4 plus 7 is 11, plus 2 is 13, plus 11 is 24, plus 3 is 27. So I'm going to leave the last 3 slides because they're very similar to the rest of the work we've done. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you feel like you need some more help, then please go on to the lesson, Interpreting Data under Statistics. If not, log into my portal and do your homework. Have a lovely, lovely weekend.